Hey everybody, and welcome back to 3COG. Today I'm going to cover 5 tips if you're looking to purchase your first gun. So first and foremost, disclaimer here, make sure you follow all applicable state, local, federal laws when you're purchasing guns. Ignorance when it comes to certain things as far as it comes to firearms is actually a very, very easy way to catch yourself a felony charge. And ignorance is no excuse. So do a little bit of homework. Make sure you're following all applicable laws in regard to how you have to purchase the firearm, store the firearm, what parts you can and can't put on firearms. Real simple example is if you like the look of a short-barreled AR and you buy an upper and a lower and you put a short-barreled AR upper on a lower receiver, well, you just manufactured a short-barreled rifle, even if it was unintentionally, and felony. So make sure you're doing your homework and follow the laws. All right, so my first actual tip is try out a variety of guns. If that's with, shooting with buddies that have several firearms so you can try them out and stuff like that, or just go to a gun range and rent out a variety of guns and try them out and see what you like and don't like. It's generally worth the $15, $20, $25 you're going to spend just to try it out so that you know whether or not you like, or more importantly, if there's just something about the gun that you really, really dislike, so you don't accidentally wind up buying a gun that you just aren't going to enjoy. So try out a variety of guns. Tip number 2 is read or watch a lot of non-biased reviews about what you are considering buying. Now, knowing whether or not something is a non-biased review can actually be very, very complicated because a lot of the big gun channels on YouTube, they're paid by the companies to produce the video. Some are, some aren't. If they are, they're supposed to disclose that in their video. They're supposed to say, hey, the gun was given to me for the purpose of doing a review, or I received money for the purpose of doing this review, but not all of them do. So try to find non-biased reviews on it. Your best bet is, a simple Google search and then read multiple articles and get a general feeling or, a consensus on whether or not the gun's any good or not. All right. Number 3, get training. Even if your state doesn't require training before you concealed carry or even just having a firearm in the home for home self-defense, get training. And it can be simple, your basic NRA courses. It can be if you have friends who are firearms trainers or something like that. Tell that person hey, I want some training, not just I want to go shooting with you or something, but actually take some time and please teach me some stuff. I'm a firearms instructor. I love doing that. I'm more than happy to do that for my friends and take the time to provide some actual training for them. So get some training and then continue training. Don't just stop after one class and say, okay, I've attended this course. I'm good to go. I'm an instructor. I've received a ton of training from the military, and I still seek out training from the civilian world, from instructors I respect. So get training. All right. Spend money where you need to spend money. So a ton of first-time gun owners, they get whatever gun they want to get, and they decide they want to be able to carry it. So then they get the cheapest holster that they can find. For a lot of us back in the day, because I'm guilty of this as well, first pistol I ever bought was a Taurus 605 5-shot 357 Magnum revolver. It's actually a good gun. And then I did the standard new guy thing, and I got an Uncle Mike's nylon slip-in holster thing for it. Don't do that. There's different pros and cons about what type of holsters you want and what you want to be able to do with that holster and what you need out of the holster. But, don't spend $8 for your $400 pistol or $500 pistol. Spend the money. For me, for my, my everyday, I carry a Tier 1 Axis. I like this holster a lot. It's phenomenal. It conceals well. It holds everything I need. It's custom made for my gun. Just really can't say enough good things about it. But it's expensive. It's $165-ish. But for something that I'm using to carry a potentially life-saving tool on a daily basis, I don't mind shelling out that money. On the a little bit cheaper side, so there's We the People holsters. And yes, this holster was sent to me for free by We the People. And I've been impressed with We the People holsters. So they sent me another one as well for my everyday carry. But because I had this one, I wasn't using it enough, so I actually loaned it to a buddy, and he's using it for everyday carry, and so far he's really, really happy with it. And they're at a way cheaper price point, but still decent quality. And there's a lot of places within the gun world where, spend a little more or a little less, depending on what you're trying to get. Another common comparison is for red dot sights on your pistol. So this is a Holosun 507C X2. I like this red dot a lot. It works very, very well. It's commonly compared to the Trijicon RMR, and I do believe the Trijicon RMR is better, but not by enough to justify the difference in price. So whereas the Holosun costs about $300, the RMR, you're looking $500. And if, by watching unbiased reviews and stuff like that, you'll see the Holosun 507 can stand up to a lot of abuse as well. And I've been very, very happy, actually, with all the Holosun products that I have. I have 3 now, and it's worked great. So it saved a couple $100. I don't have an issue with it. So, but spend the money where you need to spend the money, and the only way you're going to know what you actually need to spend the money on is by talking to people who know what they're talking about. Preferably ones who aren't trying to sell you something. And then my last little piece of advice is don't buy too small of a gun. So I work for a dealer at gun shows, and one of the most common things when people are looking for a concealed carry gun is they just want the smallest gun possible. Small guns are not fun to shoot. They have more recoil than larger guns if they're the same caliber because there's less mass of the weapon to absorb recoil. So I try to steer people towards larger frame guns as long as it still works for what they need. If you're just looking for a pistol for home defense, which is not the top of my recommendation, you get a rifle. But if you want a pistol for home defense, then it doesn't need to be a tiny pistol. You'd be better served with a full size, like that 5-inch Smith & Wesson, the M9. A full-size pistol is going to hold more rounds and it's easier to shoot. And then for the range, it's more fun to shoot because there's less recoil and it's easier to hold. So if it's strictly for home defense, then don't worry so much about the size. Now, if you're going to carry it as well, my everyday carry is a Smith & Wesson M&P9 2.0 compact core, the optics ready model. And it's a little bigger than what some people want to carry on a daily basis, but that's what I carry. And that depends on, what areas you're in, how you have to dress, all that kind of stuff. But always lean towards the larger sized pistol that lets you do what you want to do. So that was it. Those are 5 quick little tips if you're new to gun buying. I will leave some links down below for some of the items I mentioned. And yep, if you use them, I make a couple cents and I appreciate it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on 3COG.